Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with some more Another Code R. I don't remember exactly what we were told to do in the last episode, but I remember that shit got intense, and also this place looks like a couple of CDs in, like, a case. In fact, I have a CD case at home that looks like that, and I'll show it on a video at some point, but that's what it looks like. Anyway, as I said, I don't remember exactly what happened in the last episode. We made it into JC Valley. But no. So we got into contact with Dr. Robbins, and we finally regrouped. We finally got our story straight. We worked out, okay, so someone told us to come here, but it wasn't him. And then we contacted him through this, and then he got, like, bludgeoned over the head, or was otherwise cut off from us. That's basically what happened in the last episode. We discovered that Gina's evil, and wow, did we really have to check? We have literally at the end of the last episode, he gave us an upgrade, well, not an upgraded Connect feature, it was upgraded sideways, so now we can look through the cameras inside JC Valley instead of the cameras around Lake Juliet, which could do us some harm, but it's gonna do us more good than harm, because, would you look at that, he was bludgeoned over the head. And you might also notice that Gina's wandering around, and also, I think there was someone we didn't recognize on one of those cameras as well. So, we said we can't go down there to find out, but we're going to have to. Yeah, we need to go full... I want to say Solid Peach, but that's Paper Mario. We need to go Solid Snake Ashley sneaking around doing stuff. Oh, so you actually want me to use the video conferencing thing. Well, let's have another look at who's available here, and at who's in which rooms, because we'd seen that Gina was heading towards one of the lifts, or elevators if you're that way inclined. So, you can tell from that, she's going from basement 1 down to basement 2, you can tell because that's how the lift doors are made to look, and also that's the far side of corridor B1F, and since the lifts at either end of each corridor only connect 2 floors, and since corridor B1FA, the lift at that end connects us to the surface, so that has to be going down, plus it says on the door where it is and which way it's going. You can see on this one, B2F down to B3F. Oh my god, there's a third basement, I never would have guessed. So, there's this guy. We've seen him on the camera feeds before. We can only assume that because he's in room 103, that he must in fact be Mike Tyler, the inside mole person. Well, since he's the only one that we know is here, and we know that he has some connection to Sunglass, so perhaps we can trust him. I mean, clearly, he can't be trusted by JC Valley proper, but JC Valley's kind of betraying our trust here, so maybe he'll be on our side, even though he shares a room with Gina, but as we've seen on the security camera feed, Gina's not in her room, so we're safe to call him. So... hello, Mr. McSir. We don't... It's a good thing that Gina's not around, because we need to talk to yo ass. And there is a lot of yo ass. Okay, I had to get one in there, but I'm not fat-shaming, it's just... it was an easy joke to make. I'm digging myself into holes with this commentary, but know that I'm not deliberately being cruel. Because I remember literally nothing about his character. Did you not know that he had a daughter? Well, basically, we're being held hostage, and Gina G is to blame. So what are you gonna do about it? With your Harry Potter-ass glasses. Yeah, don't tell him how you got out. He's gonna ask how you got out. And then you're gonna have to talk about the TAS. And even within JC Valley, that's a huge fuck-ass secret. Huge fuck-ass secret. Yeah, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again, kno-o-ow. Oh my god, Ashley, you're not very good at saying the important stuff, are you? He's a little bit knocked on the head. So, go with us, you're on the same floor as us, so open the blast door thingy and let's get down to basement 2, or just do something. Because at this point, there's no way we can back out and go into the rest of Lake Juliet now, because, well, we have to advance the story ourselves. Although I'm sure I'm going to try to leave the security room, and for like the 5th time it's going to say, oh no, I have to stay here and contact someone else. But it feels like, oh, well no, he actually is going to get back to us. I thought maybe we'd be asked to leave, and it was railroading us towards going and doing something for ourselves. Wow, is that all you tried? You literally just tried to fucking... Wow. Okay, now I think we're gonna be railroaded into... Okay. I went quiet for a second there, because... You had the power of fade to black screen transitions this entire time, and you spent the first half of the game explaining everything about 50 times to every different character. You could have faded to black the entire time! Ashley! You nipple hair! Anyway, this is indeed Mike Tyler. Hello to you. Oh, how convenient. Are you gonna get some sort of flashback from seeing him? Oh, right, well, that makes more sense actually, because we didn't know you existed prior to today. Oh yeah, that's something that we also probably should have mentioned. Well done, Ashley. Well, who the fuck do you think, given that there's a stiletto heel-shaped hole in the control panel, and the keypad on the way in was scribbled out using lipstick, with lipstick that was just abandoned on the scene, which, as I said in the last episode, is just a really stereotypical way of saying, look at me, I'm the female antagonist. Which, you can tell by my tone, I think that's a little bit lazy, but, I mean, Gina's working with what she's got, so questionably justifiable, I don't know. But she's gone down to basement 3, we've seen on the cameras. Well, he seems trusting of us, but we can't talk about the Tess. I mean, okay, yeah, we'll just lie about it, because, I mean, the ends justify the means, question mark? But in the case here, there was a control panel all scribbled out in lipstick, and we solved a puzzle to get in, and I think we can expect more task puzzles in this episode once... Oh god, we're going for nearly 9 minutes already, but... We'll get to task puzzles, I'm sure. Wow, Ashley, you are saying all of the right things in the wrong order completely. And who do you think? Who is the one person who works here that wears lipstick? Who the fuck do you think? Bearing in mind, no one can get in or out without staff clearance. And there's only one member of staff here who wears lipstick, who is the obviously female antagonist, you know? Dear, oh dear. Is it not now? I suppose it can't have been, because he came from room 103 in order to have gotten here. That would have to... Either it would have to be open when he came through, or he opened it on the way through, and that's why he's bringing it up. But first, can you not believe that it isn't butter? Oh, right, Gina, right, duh. Really? You trust her more than you trust Sunglass, and that's why you leak company secrets? Well, that makes perfect sense. But this just harkens back to what I was saying the episode before this, where Gina, she's on everyone's good side, she's buttering so many parsnips, she's the one that everyone trusts the most, so she would never do something like this, in the same way that JC Valley would never pollute the lake and then frame Crusoe Resort for it. You see what I'm getting at? It's kind of a micro-reflection of what happened on a macro scale some years prior. Okay, so we're still spending these first 10 minutes recapping what we literally just did in the last episode, of course. Why would this game do anything different? I'm guessing that was Gina because we've seen on the security camera feeds there is no one else here, that there are 4 people in the facility that we can see on the cameras. Mike, Ashley, Gina, and Dr. Robbins. I know I should call him Richard, but Dr. Robbins just... They call him Dr. Robbins, I'm gonna call him Dr. Robbins. Deal with it. Oh, very perceptive of you. Like, you shouldn't You really shouldn't, because that makes us really suspicious, but... See, if we lie, we're trying to gain his trust, so perhaps we should... For once, I'm going to advocate secret diarrhea. We shouldn't do this, but it's... Yep, just whip it out twice, Ashley, that makes perfect sense. I get the first time was part of the option animation. And we weren't supposed to show him this, but we've shared it with Matthew, and we're trying to get Mike's trust at this point. And if we lie to him about how we saw Dr. Robbins, then he's not going to trust us, and we need him to trust us because it's our word against Gina's, and he trusts Gina more than anything, so we're going to have to be careful how we play this. I think it's justified, and at this point he's more concerned about Dr. Robbins than he is about the technology used to prove that we've seen Dr. Robbins being all unconscious and stuff, and those are the other two updated images, but here we go. He's gone. So, since Gina's not on any of the cameras anymore either, we can assume that she's kidnapped him? Science-napped him. Ooh, he's been science-napped. And of course, if we ask Gina if she did it, she'll be like, no. And then we'll ask her what time it is, and she'll say no. And then we'll ask her if we're on the other side, if that body of water outside is Lake Juliet, and she'll say no. And we'll ask if that's the only thing she can say, and she'll say no, because she denies everything. So he understands the DAS intimately then. Oh, well that was a good call telling him about it then. I suppose the DAS isn't anywhere near as much of a secret as the TAS, so it's kind of fine to share that with Mike, I suppose, anyway? So that was a good call on my part then. Because you helped develop it? Oh, because you've been shown it, that makes sense too. And there was just a moment then where I thought, 6 months, he could have had a baby in that time, and there are a number of things wrong with that statement. But I'll just leave you other people to decipher that one for yourself. By the way, on a completely unrelated note to all this, I've turned down the sensitivity on my microphone. Ah, right, the external ones are motion organism detected, and the internal ones are a time-based one. That makes sense. But yes, I've turned down the sensitivity on my microphone from 80% to 75%, although it was at 100 at some point, because recently I've been editing the current episodes of Master Quest, and you see, we worked this one out by ourselves, thank you very much. But I've been editing Master Quest recently, and I was far too close to the microphone in those episodes, and the sensitivity was up far too high, so I sound all distorted. I'm like, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just a perfectionist like that, maybe it's good enough. But he actually uses the same term that I mentioned before, biodampening. Yay. That's useful. So... does that mean then that one camera... Let's say they update it at 5-minute intervals. If you're in the zone of camera X, will that camera be, like... all the other cameras will update, but that one won't. And then 5 minutes later, camera X will jump ahead by 10 minutes because... You know what, I'm not even going to bother finishing this train of thought, but... Well, I thought we were going to have an episode today, and we're already nearly a quarter of an hour in. It's Jaina, just deal with it. But yeah, so hopefully you can hear a difference in the quality of my commentary audio this episode, but do say something in the comments if my audio is good or bad or whatever, because if you've seen my live streams, you'll know how much I worry about my audio balancing and quality and all that stuff. So, that's kind of a really bad idea, but I suppose it helps to have someone in the field and then another person monitoring the security systems. Well, do you want me to pester you a little bit more, or shall I just... Okay. Oh, right, wait. I could have sworn you just said to go and investigate by ourselves, but checking your office seems like a good idea as well. Please tell me it's locked with a task puzzle, because those are so much fucking fun. Well, at least now we can go a little bit... I want to call it a base, but it's... that's just me having spent too much time playing other types of video games. Okay, so... Yes, I noticed it's open, because it's open right in front of me. Dear, oh dear, Ashley. Oh, there's a task lock on this side. So, I was right, but in the wrong order. So we can open the shutter, but only from this side. Seminar room. I could do a task puzzle to get in there. There's no reason for me to go in there, but I kind of want to anyway, because it's a task puzzle. For free. We have no reason to do this. At least, we have no... There's no reason why we should do this, but I'm going to try it anyway. What have we got? Oh yes, I remember this. Well, I think I've mentioned it before anyway, so... That was easy. See, I thought maybe there'd be like a trick to it or something, but nope, that was just... There is no reason for us to have having done that, but I mean, the sign said it wasn't occupied, so... Yay, maybe there's something of use in here that we don't know that we need yet. Well, whatever. It's open now, so if we have need to come in here, we can come back later, but... I'm surprised it let me do that now, because there's no reason why I should do that. Can I keep going? There's a lounge. And then there's the thing. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna faff around in these other rooms. I'm just gonna go straight to where we were told to go, because we're an obedient little piece of pie. And it's Gina's room as well, so what do we do? Well, that's pleasant. That's, well, presumably by putting a load of beads or pins or whatever together. Shall we take all of these? Wow, you're actually going to let me. Ashley. Priorities, woman. Dear, oh dear. Still, it's a believable desk, and I'll give them credit there. Apparently the bubblegum has no use, by the way, so I could consume that now, but I think I can wait. Flashback? Oh, well, I thought maybe there'd be a flashback and then he would turn up and snap us out of it. But apparently not. But it seems to be the same thing as... presumably the origin of the twin lion door knocker from Jarring Thud Fitzgerald's villa before it burned down. Are you going to explain it to us? Are we going to get some form of... flashback? I forgot, I totally blanked on the word for flashback for some reason. Well, duh. It's because it's been smashed to fuckery. What the fuck were you expecting? How about recently? Well, there you go. Recently. It's hard to believe the entirety of this game takes place within one day. But that said, we've only been going for about, I don't know, less than 24 hours in real time, so it's not implausible, but I don't think the game runs in actual real time. Like, not... Like not real time as in the game is now at 10 to 10 in the evening because it is 10 to 10 in the real world, or actually it would say 10 to 9 because I didn't set the clock on this Wii forward when it reached, when we entered British summertime. Name tag. And would you look at that? It's not the person that we met. Fucking called it. I had no... I don't remember this happening, but... did I not say? Like, I had no reason to suspect that... no reason to suspect that was the case, but I called it anyway. And I can't remember what I was just saying, so... oh yeah, it doesn't run in real time in the same way that Animal Crossing does, but it could if you were to play the game at the time of day where it happens in game time. If the in-game time were to correspond with real time and you were to play at a rate of 1 minute per minute, then it would... what am I trying to say? Okay, the entire events of this game take place in a single day, and if you were to play it all back to back, it would fit within a single day, is what I'm thinking here. Well, how can you tell they're not one and the same? And I suppose, because of this, I'm actually right to refer to fake Gina as Gina G, because Gina B isn't Gina G. Haha. You can't just leave us in here, though. Yeah, just say these things out loud. Well, how about we help with some of that, because we're two people. I mean, that seems stupidly dangerous, but... Is there anything we can do? Is there something we should know about, for instance? Oh, by the way, yeah, we know sunglass. Yet again, we should have mentioned that sooner, but Ashley's kind of a derp about chronology. So spill some beans, Mr. McMike Pants. Would that be the plans... Oh yeah, we still have to ask about the twin lions. Would that be the plans to renovate the first floor so that... Well, like the first basement floor, so that it's... Instead of being 4 or 5 small rooms, it's 3 middle rooms. Why? That seems like a weird thing to commission. And why 2? Oh. Well, I suppose that makes sense. Huh. That's fair enough, I suppose. I'm still hesitant to trust him because of, because the thing with Crusoe Resort. But... Oh. Well, I suppose it's a good call that they moved it then, because the villa burned down, and so they managed to rescue the painting. Well, what... Fucking... How could we come to Lake Juliet and not have found out about that? To be fair. See, I told you. I did say the twin lion door knocker thingy. So I was right about that as well. Yet another thing I called in advance. Does that mean that this is going to be like a clue for something later where it's really obscure but the answer's 2 lions? Like, maybe there's a task puzzle where there are 2 empty boxes and I just need to put the Wii Remote down and then pick it up and put it back down so that twice it's lion down. That was a weird noise and I can't promise I'll never make it again. So what do we have to do then? Just wait here and chill? And wait for the VC to start beeping or blooping or... I'm guessing what they expect us to do is look at the connect feature and notice something there. Well, that's nice. Either we're just going to break out and do that anyway, or we're going to see something on the connect feature. I'm calling it now. Oh yeah, we picked up the spray as well. Would we have needed to go back for that if I hadn't thought to pick it up? Why are you giving that to him? Why? What? Why? We don't even know what it is. Why would you do this? You strange child. Do you have a collection of them? You're gonna put it with the rest? What? I'm guessing there was some audio cue there that I didn't see, that I didn't hear because I can't TV screen. Are we at the end of a chapter already? I doubt it, but yeah, didn't think so. So what do we do now? Well, I'm gonna check this first because what? Is it a cooler? Or was it like a shelf de-squeaker? What? Well, I suppose I should look over to the VC thing, so I'm ready when it does eventually start beeping. Okay, well, we're not going to call anyone, we're just going to have that there while we look at the connect feature and see what else is... What's shaking bacon? Anytime now. Okay, so, there's an obvious thing, but I'm not going to look at that just yet. So, he's going down. And Ryan's room has apparently updated. Thanks for that, game. There's so the real Gina is in S. Callahan's room. The Chris Houlihan room. So what's going on here, then? So what do? We either call Dr. Robbins' room, or we call the S. Callahan room, which is conveniently next to Dr. Robbins' room, and ask the real Gina to check in. Okay. Just thought maybe that might be the answer. Well... He did activate the lift, so... Well, never mind then! Okay, real Gina, let's have some video arse conferencing, as opposed to regular arse conferencing. You're actually pretty! You seem nice. I hope you're nicer than the Gina we've met so far. Oh wow, you're actually well informed as well. Okay, I like you already. Oh, she's so pleasant compared to Gina G. Not the actual Gina G, but like, the Gina G from this game that I'm gonna keep calling her. Oh, well that's cute. So, are you going to be of assistance to us then, Gina? Because you're literally right next door to a crime scene. Go and check that out, please. Also, who is S. Callahan? So, are you gonna say stuff in the wrong order and be really slow about it again, Ashley? I bet you're glad that I did that completely arbitrary task puzzle partway through, because this is not the episode I was anticipating. What's going on? Fake Gina! Sophia. Little Miss Capital of Bulgaria, doors opening before she even turns to them and then just sort of scurries out backwards. Well, I'm gonna keep calling her Gina G, because she's Gina G-fake. Oh! Sophia Callahan, perhaps? Is that... Are you in... Is the real Gina in Sophia's room? Are we gonna have to go down and task you out of there? Oh, for fuck's sake! Go on, Ashley, explain it in agonizing detail. Well, Gina's still actually, like, the real Gina is surprisingly nice about this. So, yeah, that's right next door. Okay, so we actually do have an excuse to go down there now. Well, the security camera's busted. We need to convene there, especially, yeah, with Sophia being a bit of an arse fuck at the moment. An arse fuck who hopples all of the titties. Yeah, that's already been activated for us, so thanks. And we know, by the way, also, thanks for interjecting. So, this chapter really is getting aggressive. I think this might be my favourite chapter of the game as well, because, yes, there's a lot of talking, but there's also more task puzzles per square meter, and we're making progress. It's such a gratifying feeling. And we're getting near the end of the episode, and I feel like if I go down there, it's gonna trigger a whole other load of arse cutscenes, and... this is an entertaining chapter, though! I don't know, we'll see what happens. I will use my discretion. I love those elevator transitions, by the way. Oh, it carries on circularly like this! That wasn't what I thought the basement 2 would go back round the other way. Like, we'd start heading to the left instead of to the right, and we know which... Oh, do we have to... I was gonna say, do we have to get another map like we did in the last episode, but... So, he's in room 202. Well, we needn't waste our time staring at that, because we already know. I want to do another task puzzle, though. I have no reason to do it. But, the things here... Can I do it? Because that... I don't like the colour of where it says level something above the scanner. Because it looks very aggressively fuck off, you know? Oh no, it's yellow, never mind. What you got for me? Okay, not sure what the A is, but... Do I point it weirdly? No? Okay, so... That was down A, left, right, or whatever. The point is, it was north, south, east, west. That was the puzzle there. And that's what I like about the task puzzles as well. I do them completely, like the answers are either obvious or on a hunch. So... They're surprisingly intuitive. They're difficult, but... I don't know. They are puzzling, but it's... Like, it's not too hand-holdy obvious, but it's also not too difficult. And, we're at the end of the episode, but we wanted to get into here, and... Okay, one more task puzzle and then I'll end the episode. It's just, I'm having too much fun with these. And we should chase Sophia, but I want to do task puzzles! They're so much fun! Plus, Dr. Robbins might be in there. Level 3. Does that mean we can't do it, or is it just difficult? Oh, right, okay. Oh. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I turned it sideways, and then pressed on the plus control thinking that, oh, it's plus shape. There's an actual plus button, so never mind. Huh. So it doesn't want me to press the 2 button then? I'll just wait. Oh! I just had to point away from the screen, and it showed me what that middle one was. Either that or it was on a timer and it was just happened to serendipitously coincide with when I pointed away from the screen. But there we go. And should I go further this way? Well, the barrier is not completely closed, so we could sneak our ass way through. How convenient that she happened to... Oh, look, she dropped her card thing as well, so we can... Oh, it's Dr. Robbins' actually. We could use that to scan the shutter and open it, so it's got a barcode. I'm assuming we can scan it. But, okay, so we can't reach it. Presumably we'll find something in one of the other rooms that'll help us do that in the next episode. So, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode, we will allow shit to continue escalating into its realness and task puzzles are the best. See you then.